Bang bang, last minute rumours gang, Adam Cleary here for WhatCulture, and I'm just going to have to just stop with the usual thing for a second and just talk to you like a normal person, because I've been doing this video and the column that goes with it since Survivor Series 2017, when a load of my mates went and started a new channel, so I had to do presenting things and I'd never done them before, and I was like, oh, not really sure what I should do. I'll do the last minute rumours thing. People might like that. And here we are today, nearly 2 years, like a year and a half down the line, and oh my god, it's never ever been as hard as this episode. Every single major WWE show kicks up loads and loads of dust, and then we get all the gossip, we get all these rumors, we get all these accusations, we get all this speculation, and yeah, it's usually really good. But Elimination Chamber 2019 hasn't. Now, normally that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we usually look at the lack of story as maybe suggestion that they're desperately trying to keep something major under wraps, and then we root through it a bit more and we find out what that is. But no, not even that this time. WWE fundamentally do not care about this show. They've booked in as many safe matches as they can possibly think of, and the only thing of any major note that looks like it's going to happen is a currently unclaimed title being given to a tag team. Now, that's fine, that is interesting, definitely, but it's also the way you book something without having to really think about it. Like, there's no implications. We were staring down the barrel of one of the most inconsequential events in the company's recent history. Like, a cursory scan of the landscape revealed absolutely nothing, but that's precisely why your boys and girls at WhatCulture always bring a shovel. We would never ever let you down like that. We have dug deep and we have dug far to try and crack into WWE's creative plans, and we have potentially yielded some golden little nuggets for you all. Like, I even picked up a phone this time and asked somebody who might know if they knew anything. That's the lengths we've gone to. So, you want to see what we've dug up then? Of course you do! My name is Adam Cleary, and these are all the last minute Elimination Chamber rumours you need to know. Number 6, Tamina and Naya. No, I know you want Bayley and Sasha to win the tag team titles. I know this because everybody wants Bayley and Sasha to win the tag team titles. I want Bayley and Sasha to win the tag team titles, though I do kind of also want the Iconics to win the tag team titles at some point, but mostly I want Bayley and Sasha to win the tag team titles. WWE definitely want this as well, because that image we've all got in our heads of the 4 horsewomen holding up their respective belts at a massive pay-per-view is the image that they want to punctuate the entire women's revolution. They want us to think back to that Paige, Bella's, Emma match that only got 30 seconds and started the whole thing off, then through everything that's happened, got them to that shot. But that being said, it isn't happening here. For all the Boss and Hug connection will almost certainly get their hands on those belts at some point, there is no real point making them the inaugural champions, because then all you do between now and WrestleMania is build up to a fairly run-of-the-mill title defense. And why do that when you can give the team people want to win a hurdle to overcome? Thus, it's apparently going to be uber heels Naya and Tamina who are the first ever women's tag team champions. And from there, you can set up an angle on Raw, which builds to Sasha and Bayley getting one more chance at the grandest stage of them all and giving us a lovely feel-good moment. It's a booking decision that is very hard to find fault with.
Let's just start with
my
some nice
idea
heel
is
champions
probably maybe Tamina. I think
will
they win
allow
maybe.
for a nice
I think it'd be quite
feel-good
good. I
moment
think
at
Tamina and Nia
WrestleMania.
Jax.
This is an effective promo.
Yeah, they're going to make everyone look like Ellsworth.
They'll win by referee stoppage, as in stop, they're already dead.
Number 5, Kevin Owens returns. Alright, so who is Kevin Owens' best friend in professional wrestling? No, not Sami Zayn, the other one. No, not Chris Jericho, the one he was originally billed as being friends with when he came into NXT. Finn Balor, yes, thank you. Now, Kevin Owens is coming back to WWE. We know this because they've been teasing his return for a long time now, even though they haven't blessed us with a specific date just yet. And when he does come back, he's almost certainly going to be doing so as a face, primarily because that's how he was when he went out. Now, there are many times you can bring him back, and we can debate this until we're blue in the face, but doing it at the Elimination Chamber makes a lot of sense. There's a really good spot for him to return in as well. I mean, look at the state of that 2-on-1 handicap match between Balor and the team of Lashley and Lio Rush. Like, what's going to happen there? Realistically, either Balor's going to look strong in defeat again, which he already did 100 times more effectively against Brock Lesnar, or he's somehow going to win, and then Bobby Lashley's going to look like a total dork because he couldn't even beat Finn Balor with Lio Rush's help. But inserting a returning Kevin Owens into this match, which, let's face it, makes a lot of sense because A, he's mates with Balor, and B, Lashley was the son of a bitch who put him on the shelf in the first place, makes this match worth giving a damn about. You get a nice little moment for the faces when they win, and also you get to push all three of them on for storylines heading to WrestleMania. And by three of them, I mean Owens and Balor and Lashley. Rush is just like there for the ride, isn't he? So you can't have it all.
Forget about Kevin. What about Ken? You know, kendo stick.
Vince, I feel like when I was there last time, my character got a bit stale. I feel like I need to change it up. Like, I feel like I need to do a few more strikes. Bull, Owens, Bull.
Number 4, Luke Harper. Hey, I tell you who isn't Erick Rowan. Luke Harper, and that's about 90% of the reason people are predicting his return soon. Show me a man who watched Erick Rowan waltzing down that ramp at the Royal Rumble to interfere in the WWE Championship match and went, ah yeah, thought they might do that, and I will show you a goddamn liar. EPA and Biodiesel, as we're dubbing them here at WhatCulture, are one of the most bizarre pairings we've seen at the top of the card in a goddamn cow's age, but if they put Harper with them, it might make a bit more sense, I guess. A lot of people, and I do include myself in this, will tell you that Luke Harper is a better singles wrestler than his time in WWE would indicate, but unfortunately he is now so closely married to Erick Rowan that when you separate the two, you just sort of stand there and go, well, where's Harper? The Poochie paradox, that's called. Now, the big man has been out with a wrist injury and hasn't been seen on TV since dropping the tag team titles to the New Day on SmackDown in, gun to my head, let's have a guess, August, I think. Yeah, we'll go with August, but he is apparently now back at the Performance Center and primed for a return. Now, a few places are saying it's going to be the Elimination Chamber, but yeah, it was slim pickings this week.
I've got a beard and I'm a soy boy. Can I join?
All that bollocks. Here he goes.
Just make them conjoined twins with Rowan. That's all I do.
Number 3, Shane and Miz implode. There is surely no way, and The Rock means no way, that WWE are going to book Shane and Miz to go over another one of SmackDown Live's best tag teams. Like, all they're building to here is a match between the pair of them at WrestleMania, aren't they? So burying the bar was surely enough to set that up. You don't need to do the Usos as well. Unless I'm wrong, of course, and they're going to cut a swathe to the SmackDown Live tag division and work the New Day at WrestleMania, or maybe they could lean into the whole daddy's boy angle they've been doing with Miz's father and bring Vince in and do the most Freudian match in WWE history. I'd watch that, actually. Common sense, though, must dictate that what we're getting here is just the next part of the story leading to Miz versus Shane at WrestleMania. They were co-champions in Saudi Arabia, then co-champions on their own brand, and now they're going to collapse under their weight of their own best in the worldness. The weight of their own best in the worldness. Let's call it that.
But they're the greatest tag team in the world!
Ah, but Shane and Miz go together like peanut butter and a child with a deadly peanut allergy.
There's a puncher's chance of this happening, but it's Shane, so you'll miss.
Number 2, nothing important happens. Alright, so if you haven't already picked up on this, there were a number of clues. WWE fundamentally do not know what to do with this show. It has come at too weird a time for them. The Rumble was very recent, Fastlane and WrestleMania are quite far off, and they have nothing really that needs done here. The matches they needed to lock in are already locked in, and the matches they need to wait to start the build for, it's still too soon for those. Like, we know we're getting Seth versus Brock, and the whole Becky, Ronda, Charlotte thing is happening outside of the ring, so this doesn't need to be here. Thus, as is being reported by Cage Side Seats, the rumour to end all rumours at this show, the one that renders all the rest of these entries completely redundant, except for maybe Naya and Tamina, is that nothing of any note is going to happen at this show. WWE simply want to rock up, put on something mildly entertaining, and get out of there without any consequences. I mean, it sounds absolutely wild when you think about it. WWE exists off the back of these shows. They need you to part with your precious $9.99 for the network, and you'll only do that if the shows you get are going to be worth watching. So the idea they would put something on that means virtually nothing, isn't even a network oddity, as part of the actual pay-per-view calendar, just seems ridiculous. But then you watch the Go Home Raw this week where they're talking about this show, and they're talking about who gets to face Ronda at WrestleMania out of Becky and Charlotte. That's Ronda, who was wrestling Ruby Riott at the Elimination Chamber. They don't even mention this show on the Go Home Raw for it. It doesn't even matter to them. You do occasionally get a few people in the comments of this video being like, oh, but none of these rumors ever come true though, and that's, I mean, fair enough. That's why we're reporting them as rumors, not as actual facts. But I do like to keep a mental tally of how well each one does. Did we get most of them right? Did we get hardly any of them right? Did none of them come true? And all I'm saying is, if nothing of any consequence happens on this show, I am counting the fact that we had that as a clean sweep. That counts for the whole show. Thanks.
But who will win between Baron and Braun, Cleary? It's Baron and Braun, Cleary. How can you say that's not important, Cleary?
Nothing important happens. What about last? Oh yeah, no, that's a good point.
But what about the women's tag team titles?
Let's get to the point. What about the titles?
Number 1, Bray Wyatt returns. One pattern I have noticed through doing these videos is that certain wrestlers become way more interesting when they're injured than they are when they're fit. Dean Ambrose was a great example of this. Last year, every single pay-per-view, there were loads of rumours about how he could return and do something really interesting. And then when he did return, we got a fairly by-the-numbers Shield reunion, and then he turned heel, and it was very underwhelming. And yeah, it was nowhere near as good as people were planning it. 2019's version of that is Bray Wyatt. Now, whisper it, but I actually still quite like Bray Wyatt, to tell you the truth. But the fact is, the romanticized version of him and how good and scary he is as a heel is way better usually than the actual version of him as a heel. And Raw and SmackDown are both desperate for new, fresh heels, inventive storylines that involve bad guys. And Bray Wyatt, the romanticized version of him, would be perfect for both of these. We know he is returning soon as well, thus there is excitement about what he could do, regardless of how close to the truth it is. There's loads of feuds on the table for him as well. He could rekindle that little weird romance with Randy Orton. He could go take on Jeff Hardy now that his brother is out of the picture. He's got all that history with Bryan. He's got all that history with Braun. We've got those matches against Finn that we never actually got to see. There's loads for him to do, thus people like to speculate on it. Thus, with Daniel Bryan lacking an obvious opponent for WrestleMania and all the other names on the card about to probably be beaten by him at the Elimination Chamber, and the fact that Rowan's already in his corner and all this talk of Harper returning, a lot of people are speculating that he will win, yes, and he will be stood in the ring holding up that weird hemp little belt, and then the lights go off. And then he's just stood behind him in the ring, and he challenges him to a match at WrestleMania, and that is your WWE Championship match. Stranger things have happened, haven't they? Just not many.
He's here.
Arrive, talk bollocks, leave. Please, no.
Oh goody. Now I can look forward to more nonsense like I am the colour red in a world of black and white. Mate, that was the girl from Schindler's List.
It's not your fault. It's just the rumours are really bad.
It's Elimination
Sorry about
Chamber,
the Harper.
yeah.
I'm sorry about the Harper.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get it next time though, guys.
Yeah,
WrestleMania next time.
WrestleMania, can't wait.
No. It's Fastlane after Elimination Chamber, so...
Oh, bollocks.
So, there you have it. Those are all the last-minute rumours for WWE Elimination Chamber 2019 that I decided you needed to know. Dear God, I'm so sorry. Let us know what you made of them all in the comments below, as well as if you've heard any of your own. I bet you haven't, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching. No, really, thank you very much for watching. I've been Adam Cleary, and I'll see you soon. If you've got me on Twitter, find me on Twitter, and I'll apologise personally. Bye.